Yeah!
You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
All right, Jets fans. What a day. Welcome to the show. Oh, I'm lagging already. I'll tell you, this fucking something's going on. Anyway, Green Bean here. We're going to have ourselves a little live stream, a pre-stream, if you will, when talking about the regular Tuesday festivities known as the TalkinJets panel with Matt O'Leary, Ryan from Jets Talk, and myself, the one and only Green Bean. That's me. I'm Green Bean. Sometimes it's funny, man. I can't even believe it. You know, I get introduced, like when I'm certain circles, like they don't even know my name. They hear my name, they're like, who the fuck is that? They have no idea. I'm Green Bean. It's a crazy thing, you know? So it tickles me sometimes, but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be Green Bean. Why not, right, man? Let's switch the camera. Watch this. Let's see if there's an improvement. Mid-flare, tell me if there's an improvement here. Nope, that's not going to cut it. Here we go. I should have looked to see if the camera was facing north. There we go, a little bit. There we go. Jesus, Virginia Bean. All right. That's not going to do it. Well, I could do this. Boop, bop, beep, boop, boop. There we go. So, yeah, man. There is some crazy stuff going on in Jets Lane. Yeah, thank you, Rusty Spooner. I noticed that. So thank you. And anytime it's happening, let me know. Because I can do some things. It's weird. I might actually have to switch internet providers. Like, they've been really good. You know, the Comcast thing. They've been good, especially coming out of the RV, man. You guys remember, I was like, you know, I was in the dregs. I used to have to go to libraries and shit in the middle of fucking Ohio, find a public library just so I can upload a video. Like, that's how bad it was, man. So when I came into the house, I got a house and we got off the road. It was like the internet was, you know, I was like, oh my God, getting 70 upload. Geez, 390 down. Oh my God. I was losing my marbles. Now it's not working it. I might go to one of these fiber optic things because they've been shitty. And we got a big snowstorm here. I'm actually a little bit concerned about the connection and all that kind of stuff, you know, with wires and trees and everything with the snow. We had a pretty significant storm. We had one on Friday here in Virginia, and then we had one Monday and yesterday, but yesterday was Monday. So there you go. Monday. Monday was long, man. I went out to work at like, I guess it was like 9 a.m. I didn't get back into the house until 10 p.m. Hey, Rusty, last night, you know, like you get to these neighborhoods in Virginia, you can imagine where they didn't plow at all. They didn't plow anything. And it's untouched and it was very powdery snow. And it's just laying straight flat on the road. And I know how to drive in the snow, and my car's all-wheel drive. So, you know, you could do that. But I was going down this hill in the lake, we call it, in the lake. And they didn't touch it. And I just started sliding. I did all the tricks I know to do. It wasn't happening. It was like I was on ice. I just slid about somewhere between 15 and 20 miles an hour, hit a guardrail. Boom! Bounced off of it, stayed on the road. I stopped when I could, and I looked at, dude, not a scratch on my car. I hit this thing 20 miles an hour. Not a dent, not a scratch. So there's that. We don't have any Super Bowls, but I don't have a scratch on my car. So thank you, Jets gods. There you go. So anyway, man, it is getting crazy out here. And Fresh, I see you, sexy Fresh. Fresh is out there dropping the bomb. Dude, this is going to be Dick Chimney. Yeah, man. I miss the camper, guys. I really do. I keep lobbying my wife. And in a couple years, I think once my kids are out, my son, by the way, Teen Bean, just got accepted. So we applied to 4 or 5 schools. UVA being, I don't know if his GPA is good enough to get into UVA, but JMU is one. He just got accepted to his first college. So we're in, man. We're like excited. We're going to go on the tour and do all that shit. Can you believe it? But it'd be cool if you went to James Madison. They're playing in the playoffs. I believe they might be playing maybe Ohio State. Maybe. They're going to get shellacked. I think it's like a 24-point spread in the JMU game, something like that. James Madison, they're about an hour and change from me. So I got Liberty here. I got Liberty University down in Lynchburg, about an hour and a half, I'll say. And then I got UVA, which is 35, 45 minutes from me. That's here. Then I got VCU. I got the Richmond Spiders, right? So I got those guys where Joe Douglas played football, about an hour away. Then I got James Madison University about a little over an hour away. And then I got Virginia Tech, which is about 3 hours away. Dude, I'm in the middle. Like Virginia is football schools, man. It's like they're all over the joint. Then we got Old Dominion on the coast, where Zach Kuntz. So look, I want to talk Jets draft tonight. And we'll be getting together on the Talking Jets network at 8 p.m., just like we always do. And we're going to do the late show tonight after that. So it's going to be a great night. A great night at Jets Talk. What I want to focus on with you, the reason I'm doing this stream before the other stream is because I wanted a moment to just chit-chat with you guys in a relaxed setting. Just us. We're going to talk about the draft. And I want to point out a few things. Now let's bring up the old Tankathon, which is really Tankathon takes a lot of bandwidth. So like Draft Tech, all the draft sites, Draft Buzz, they take so much bandwidth. It's crazy. I wish I could just join, and get all the ads off, but I don't see a way to do it. So it's a shame for a fellow like me because I'm I'm fragile with my bandwidth. 5 hours of bean, right, John? It's going to be great. I'm excited about it. So let me bring up the draft board as it sits now. And we're going to talk about a few of the crazy things. And I want to first point out, and I think I'm going to keep this subject for the later stream. But dude, Jets fans, Jets media, not Richie, like the Jets media. Dude, everybody's got to grow a sack already. Like, I can't take anymore how incredibly fickle we really are as a fan base. Like, we wanted to fire Aaron Glenn at fucking week 3. We do all that. And then he's working through shit and blah, blah, blah. And we go, oh, maybe he's doing a good job. We see it. We won a couple games, beat a few teams. We beat the Falcons. And then he has a bad game. And we're all the way back to we don't even have enough draft picks to fix this debacle. Like, I don't know what it is with us. And we'll talk about that in the after-hour show. I'm going to fucking lay into some dudes, I think. Like, we got to cut it out, man. Grow a pair. And if you're one of our amazing female listeners, you too, grow a pair, damn it. Let's get some balls in this joint. You know what I mean? We gotta settle it down. And we got to get some balls.
That takes balls! Aaron Glenn's got balls!
And so should the Jets fan base. But anyway, that aside, do you realize what has happened? Let's paint the picture here. So the Jets, we trickle into the trade deadline, and everybody's saying that Breece Hall's a goner, and maybe some other guys. But Breece is gone. We get this list of projected values for our players. Breece is projected to be a 5th-round pick. Quinnen Williams is projected to be a 2nd-round pick if we trade. Jermaine Johnson, 2nd-round pick. Who else did they put? They didn't even put Sauce on there. He wasn't even – we weren't even talking about trading Sauce Gardner. We get all that shit, and Jets fans are going nuts because we don't like it, and we're freaking out and the whole thing. So we end up trading Michael Carter, which I thought was fantastic. If for nothing else, get out of the contract. He might still have some juice and and some gas in the tank, and that's fine. And he's never done anything wrong. I don't hate the player or anything, but he's an Eagle, so he can go screw. But it was good to get rid of him because no matter how you slice it, he wasn't the same player that we signed, that we extended. That's the word I was looking for. So we trade Michael Carter, we get Mechie, and we do a pick swap. Fantastic. We trade it, we give a 7th, they give us a 6th, and that's wonderful, right? Great, fantastic. Which is good because in the Juwan Briggs trade, we gave a 6th and they gave a 7th and Juwan Briggs. So you see how that went? So we kind of got it back, which is nice. We trade him, and then we trade Sauce for 2 firsts and Quinnen for a 1st and a 2nd. Now Quinnen's is a 2nd this year and a 1st next year, and the Colts is the 2 first-round picks, 1 this year, 1 next year. Now, guys, you remember this, and it's exactly, dude, I can't even tell you how identical it is to the Jamal Adams response. You had all kinds of Jets fans losing their marbles. You don't trade all-pro talent and all, and it all, it's fine. But if you guys remember, I remember exactly where I was. I was driving the RV. I was in my old Dodge Ram diesel 2500, and we're driving across the country. We're heading west. We were in Missouri. Oh no, we were further west. We were I forget exactly what, the inconsequential. We're driving west, and we get the news. I get an alert on my phone, and I ask my wife to read it because it's big. I see trade Jamal. My wife reads the report, and she says, Jamal Adams traded to the Seahawks. 2 first-round picks and a 3rd-round pick. Swap, right? Like we did. I forget I don't know how I could forget. But I think we gave him, I forget how it went. We got a 3rd. So 2 firsts, a 3rd, and what's his name? The safety who was like a middling jag type of guy. Decent, player. And I immediately listened to some YouTube and some guys now, whatever. And there was one podcast in particular, one channel that I won't bring them up, but dude, the way that they lost their marbles and the reason that they said this is the worst trade, you're getting rid of all pro players, the same exact shit. But the more important part of it was this. This is the Seahawks. They are perpetually among the better teams in the league. So these are going to be late first-round picks, basically high seconds. You know how we do that, right? That's a game we play. If it's a high second, we go, hey, and we like it, we go, dude, this is essentially a late first. If we don't like it, if we don't like the first, we go, oh, this is basically a second. That's a game we play. We do that all the time at the beginning and ends of rounds. So if we like it or don't like it, we can spin that shit. So they're losing their marbles. This is basically too late first. So you traded away the one all-pro guy we have in Jamal Adams for fucking second-round picks, basically. That's what they said. Losing their marbles. And there was a lot of that going on with Sauce because when we traded Sauce Gardner, the team that we traded them to was the first seed in the AFC. They were at 8. I think they were 8-3 or something like that at the time, 8-2 maybe. They made the move because they thought he was a final piece, man. They were going all in. It was at all costs. We have enough offensive power in our wide receiver room, so we could stand to lose A.D. Mitchell, who's been wishy-washy, right? So that's fine. The 2 first, they don't impact us this year. We'll deal with that shit next year. It's fine. We got to get this guy in the room. We need cornerback help. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, and we can get him right now. So they did it. And Jets fans, and I think, the NFL media, they all expected the pick to be late 20s. I mean, dude, the Colts were looking like a juggernaut. Fair enough, right? So they were looking like a juggernaut. They were definitely playing good football. Daniel Jones, resurgent Daniel Jones. And so we all thought it's going to be a league. And what was one of the things I said? I'm not the only one, of course, but one of the people like myself who were on the side of, hey, stop fucking freaking out over every single thing that happens because you don't know. We have no idea. You're complaining about something that's going to happen in April and then a year from April. Like, dude, relax. The world's going to change between now and then. Relax. It's 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick wide receiver from a year ago. This is a fucking slam dunk as far as the value. Oh, we got to make the picks. You got to hit on the picks. Of course. Remember that whole shit? Yeah, but you got to hit on the picks. The Jets notoriously don't. Bullshit. The Jets have been knocking the first round out of the park. You can make an argument that Will McDonald, he's not necessarily thriving this year in this new defense, and it's okay. We give him a second, but he got double-digit sacks last year. But dude, look at the first-round picks of the last couple years. Membu being the most recent. This regime, we're fine with first-round picks. But so then what happens is this. The Colts start taking some hits, right? Playing some tough games. They're on the losing side. They lost a couple in a row. Daniel Jones hurt his leg, his fibula or whatever it was. He's running around with a broken bone. He's a fucking real man. He's putting it out there for his team and his contract. Let's be frank. But he's doing it. He's doing the team, and he's a team guy and all that shit. So it's good. And he ends up going down this week with the Achilles injury. They just lost 4 in a row, I think it is. Before that, or 3 in a row going into that game, they lose that one. Now they've lost 4, and they're not they're kind of out of the playoffs, I think, maybe, or something like that. They're in the hunt, but they're close to the pick being capped at 18 and can go up as high, I think it is, as 12. So think about that. From expecting pick, 26, 25, 30. I heard somebody say the Colts are going right to the Super Bowl with Daniel. Okay. So you're expecting pick 32 all the way down to pick 12, 13, 14, 15, something like that, because they are in trouble. The backup quarterback, Riley Leonard, I think his name is, he's fucking banged up. So they went from all in, willing to pay 2 firsts and a receiver for a cornerback who's hurt, by the way, all the way to we don't have a quarterback within 30 miles of our place. There's nobody around anywhere. So what do? The craziest thing yet. If you haven't heard this, I can't imagine you're here and you haven't heard this news yet. But the Colts just signed Philip Mother effing Rivers, who is 44 years old and hasn't played football since, 5 years, since he was 39. can he possibly be ready for football in 2 weeks? Because he's not going to be ready for this week. You can't possibly. Can he be ready in 2 weeks? I don't care how you slice it. He's got to be an upgrade over. Is it Riley Leonard? Is that his name? Riley Leonard. Yeah, look at me. Look at me, everybody. Remembering stuff. Snoopy's nailing it. It's the curse of the traded Jet All-Pro defensive back. The fabled All-Pro defensive back Jets trade. Yeah, man. So Candlejack, our buddy, checking in. My Jets fandom began in the Testaverde era. In my opinion, nothing sucks more than quarterback draft anxiety. My theory, Jet fan BPD this year is because of that feeling. BPD, best player dilemma. What's BPD, brother? You can't give me any. If Ryan's here or Dom or Tigo, one of those guys are hanging around, Matt, you can assume I know. Dude, 50-something years old. I'm grandpa. I don't know what the Jet fan BPD. What is that? Everybody, help me out. Borderline personality disorder, Benji Younger says. Bipolar disorder. Oh, so okay. Candlejack checks in and says borderline personality disorder, or it says bipolar disorder. Thank you, Candle. So Jets fan bipolar is because of that feeling. Yeah, man. Well, dude, there's all kinds of mental illness in this joint because of the way the Jets. I mean, dude, at minimum, you have PTSD around here. At minimum, every Jets fan, unless you're just like, you got a block on your shoulders, like you're walking around with trauma from this fucking team. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. So what you're saying though, man, is like it's only able to get you, Candlejack, if you're ingesting all of the madness from these guys out here. WFA. I listened to. Like I was driving a lot yesterday. I drove all day yesterday in the snowstorm. So I was listening to my book, which I like, but I can only do that for so long. So I was listening to some YouTube and all and some dude. I listened to WFAN. What's that Jets fan on there? He's fucking nuts. The stuff he says, man. I don't know. I don't know his name. Carton or something, maybe. Going back to mornings, I think that guy. He's crazy. He's crazy. But if you're Candlejack, if you're out there listening to these guys, if you're reading the New York Post and listening to WFAN, that is designed to make you crazy. They're trying to do it. That's their goal. I want you to know that. Like Rich Cimini asked a question in the press conference this week. I'm so glad Aaron Glenn, he just shut it down. Like and they all do it. They're trying to get him to say shit. But he asked a question about, well, do you think that you just don't have the talent on the roster? Like, dude, who's going to answer that question? Rex Ryan would answer that question. Rex was able to be goated into that shit. Thankfully, Aaron Glenn is not. But, dude, you can't do it. Like, here's the truth of it. Every day, for the past couple, our draft pick, dude, and we're going, oh my God, we're all the way down to pick 7. The week before we were at pick fucking 4, or 2 weeks ago. Dude, it's going to vacillate. And I'm going to tell you a secret with Brady Cook at the helm. So I see Jets fans loving him. Dude, I don't know what you're seeing. I don't know what it, and I'm rooting for him. I hope he starts to improve every week. Make no mistake, I'm in his corner. But dude, the first 6 plays of his career have 2 fumbles in it. All right. He had 6 sacks, 2 end zone interceptions, and 2 fumbles. You can blame the receivers all you want, man. And they have their part. Make no mistake. But, dude, come on. The expectations are low. You're not saying anything about him. It's like, all right, but let's be real. He fucking played like dog shit. And with him at the helm, I think the expectation should be there's only one game in this mix that we can win, and that's the Saints. And Tyler Shuck is playing well, so the Saints might beat us. There's a realistic scenario where the Jets end the season with 3 wins. And if we end it with 3 wins, just by that alone, the Saints are getting one more. And our strength of schedule, I believe, we'll look at it. We'll look at it right now. Home slice. Let's look at the strength of schedule. We'll look at the strength of the schedule here. So so they have they would be better than us. But it changes as teams play and win and all that stuff. So where it stands right now, the Saints would get but the Saints would have another game. They would have 4 wins. If the Saints beat us, they're out. We're ahead of them and we lose out. We got them. We jump them. And Tennessee, this is the interesting one. The Jets at 541 and the Titans at 575. If we're both 3 wins, the Jets jump them. Like, this is so razor thin that was just not worth going to pieces over. Oh my God, we stayed at 7. Yeah. Relax. The Titans win. Cam Ward's looking like he might want to fucking do something at the end of the season here. Tyler Shock's looking like he wants to try to claim this quarterback job. Shador Sanders is playing well. Cleveland's kind of they're going all in. They're like, hey man, maybe we shouldn't have held him back so long because of his attitude problem that they didn't like. Who cares about his attitude? Play him. You got Dylan Gabriel out there. But so these teams are actually playing decent football. The quarterback is a position for these teams is okay. It's looking better than ours. So, dude, if we lose out, do you understand that if the Jets end the season at 3 wins, and that alone, that means we beat the Saints. That means the Saints are at 4 wins. That means we jump them without question. That means we jump the Saints. And again, I think Cleveland might win one day. They got a tough schedule, but Tennessee could do it. Washington's probably going to win one. They lost 8 in a row, dude. Washington, holy shit. But my point is, it's not worth going to pieces over, Candlejack. But on the other side, what's nuts is while that's happening, the Colts pick is just slowly inching upward. Look where they are. Right now, they're at 18. Dude, this is not bad. If the draft ended today, or if the draft was that we have pick 7 and pick 18, that's not bad. And let me tell you, if we do want to trade up, that's much better than having pick 7 and pick 29 or 32. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? J-Dubs. Is this Jingle Dubs? Either way, thank you, J-Dubs. There's no quarterback worth the draft assets in this class, in my opinion. Find a bridge quarterback if possible, but use your capital to fill this team with talent. Also, I hope they have a strong free agency. Well, here's the thing. I actually do disagree with that to an extent on your first comment. I think Fernando Mendoza is a winner. And that to me, like, when we all have these metrics that we give a shit about. Once a quarterback, like arm strength is a big one. Oh, his fucking arm. Like, dude, how many strong arm quarterbacks have we had in here that couldn't fucking hit the side of a Mack truck? You know what I mean? The broad side of a truck. They couldn't hit it. But they could, they throw it 70 yards in the air. I don't care. Once the arm strength is at a certain threshold, I just don't. I much more value 3 things: accuracy, processing, which Dom C calls QBIQ, which I love. I don't know if that's a real term from scouts, world or not. QBIQ, which means not necessarily that they can fucking, tell you about the, philosophical history, Socrates, and they don't know. It's I want them smart on the football field. The guy could not know how to use a fork. I wouldn't give a shit if he has QBIQ. And the other thing is leadership. Do the guys want to play with them? Now, this is one area I don't know. Fernando Mendoza is a little bit weird to me. But as far as being worth trading up, he's worth trading up for, in my opinion. Now, am I using 3 firsts to do it? He might not be that guy, but I'm totally willing to use both firsts this year. Why not? So you say to the Giants, if we're at pick 7 right now, you go, hey, you slide back to 7 and I'll give you pick 18. And if you want a 5th, I'll throw you something like that. Why not? I got to look at the values, right? I'm just spouting right now. But I'm totally into it because then I go into I got my quarterback and I got 2 second-round picks. Hell yeah. Or you take pick 7 in my 2 seconds. You can do that too. Or you take my first this year, my first next year, whatever. But he's worth that. Now, again, once you're getting into 3 firsts, I don't know if I feel that strongly about Mendoza. But the other guys, if Dante Moore slides back, and I haven't done my real, like what I do evaluation style yet, but we're just talking names. Mensa, Moore, Ty Simpson, who hasn't looked good of late, But if they fall to you, sure. So that's the thing, J-Dubs, is that for me, like an arm strength isn't the thing for me. I know people like, dude, their pants drop right to their ankles as soon as a guy throws the ball fucking 70 yards. I could care less. Really. How often in a game do you see that? Now, I know arm strength also comes in when you're talking about release and, getting into windows, fitting it into windows. And of course, arm strength applies there, but it's different. For me, accuracy, leadership, and processing. I want my quarterback to look cool as a cucumber. I'm tired of these frantic maniacs running around our backfield. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of that frenetic energy. I'm sick of it. I want a guy who looks like he belongs out there and that he's accurate. I want Chad Pennington back. That's what I want. Thanks, buddy. You got to love me. I got to look in the chat and see if you're Jingle Dubs because they changed everybody's names, JW. I don't know if that's you or not. Either way, I love you. Thomas Cahill checking in. Hey, Green Bean. I hear Chad's rotator cuff is truly healed, is fully healed. Right, finally. That's so funny that you're mentioned. I didn't see your comment, and I organically just brought him up. That's funny. That's good comedy right there, guys. So talking about Phillip Rivers, the Colts signing Phillip Rivers at 44 years old after not playing for 5 years. That is an interesting choice. Remember when Joe Douglas talked Khalil off the couch? Remember? He had only retired the year earlier, and he looked like he was a garbage man. If somebody were like, hey, you on the back of the truck, you want to play center? Like, that's what he looked like part of the time. He looked like a turnstile. It's crazy. You know what I mean? So that's funny, though. That's good. Yeah, I always wondered why. I would have loved to see Chad end up being our quarterback coach. I don't know. Am I asking too much when I say I really want my quarterback coach to have played quarterback? I mean, is that bad? Can I just have a quarterback and not just played quarterback, but played quarterback at the NFL level for a little bit? I don't know. I feel like I'm not asking much. Like, why do we have running backs and quality assurance coaches? This is the most important position in the world, in all of sports. There's no other position that's as important to the team as the NFL quarterback. And we just like, he can do it. You feel like being our quarterback coach? You played running back, right? Yeah. You've played with quarterbacks. You can do it. I hate it. James Eubanks, what's up, buddy? I think that PTSD came from the lack of help for Sam Darnold, which stonewalled his development behind Adam Gase, and Wilson just not being good. Poor Sammy. I mean, Sam probably needed a little while to kind of, and no matter what, like he probably needed a little while to like really settle into the type of quarterback he was going to be. But you're 100% right. Sam Darnold was completely screwed by our situations here. The best scenario for him was that first year when McCown was here and we had, what's his name? Bates as the offensive coordinator. Because Bates, say what you want about him, he was actually a quality offensive mind. Maybe not, earth-shattering, but he was a quality offensive mind. So we had Bates in the house. Forget who our quarterback coach was that year, but McCown was acting very much as his coach. And then we fire everybody. We hire Adam Gase, and he goes, the press was calling him a quarterback guru, which is what the fuck has this guy done? Somehow he's a guru. And he doesn't even need a quarterback coach to be on the team. And then his offensive coordinator was Dowell Loggins, who, for all intents and purposes, was essentially Gase's gopher. I mean, he's been around. He knows the game. I'm sure he helped. But he's not a real offensive coordinator. So Sam, think about that. He's got Bates and McCown. They wiped the slate clean. They gave him 2 years with no help whatsoever. And then we trade him. And he was damaged goods, like you're saying. Sam Darnold was beat the hell up. He had happy feet. He was that whole thing. He goes down to Carolina. He's their starter there. He had the world around him, but you saw it. He's damaged goods, PTSD. He had McCaffrey for the first, 6 games of the season. He had McCaffrey, DJ Moore, a young Terrace Marshall who was looking fantastic at that time in his career. The tight end Arnold was good, and his buddy Robbie Anderson. And he had a wealth of offensive talent around him, and his offensive line was good. Joe Brady as the offensive coordinator, he had everything. He was damaged goods. And he needed that year on the bench with Shanahan, and the rest is history. But you're so right. Swamp Ranger checking in. What's up, buddy? Bean, biggest issue are the Raiders. Right. I was talking about them in my podcast. So look, we got the Raiders right here. But here's my hope for the Raiders. Let's see their remaining schedule here. Let's see what we got. So their schedule is, they got the Eagles. They're likely to lose that one. You got the Texans. They're likely to lose that one. You got the Giants. We want them to beat the Giants without question. And then the Chiefs, who are reeling, but could very well be playing for their playoff lives at that point. So they're going to beat them. So we're really looking at the Giants game for the Raiders. Because the Raiders are interesting, and this is what I was talking about in the podcast this week. The Raiders are interesting because they are a team that needs a quarterback. I cannot imagine that they would forego drafting a quarterback because Geno's in the house. I just can't see it. So they're a quarterback needy team that would be up there. Getting them out of there is going to be borderline impossible. And Bang Mateo saying the same thing. So, but that's the whole thing. The Raiders are a big one, and the Cardinals too. The Cardinals are going to be in the quarterback mix, and if they lose out, they're going to be staying right here. Who do they got? Who do the Cardinals got left? The Cardinals got the Texans, the Falcons. They can beat them. They could potentially beat the Bengals. They're not, but the Rams could be resting people. I mean, and we'll say of course, any team can beat any team, but we're just looking at the likelihood. The Cardinals are scary too, because they're going to be there. And look, everybody, dude, we're talking this whole entire batch, one game away. They're all within one game of each other. That's it. I mean, you bring it down to here, and we're talking about 2 games. This whole crew. We got 4 games left with 2-game separation between 10 teams. It's crazy. You think Minnesota regrets letting Sammy go and going with the kid? I think they might. But yeah. Who else? So the Browns, who do the Titans have here? Let's take a look at these guys. So they got the Niners, the Chiefs, the Saints. So that's what we want as far as from this angle. We want the Saints to beat us and the Titans to beat the Saints. If that happens, dude, we're catapulted up. And even if we're at pick 2, I mean, Fernando Mendoza might be off, but then there's no assurance that everybody loves Fernando Mendoza. Like Pete Carroll could be, and Pete Carroll, he's known to go weird in the draft. He's known for it. He's done it a few times, taking a guy that nobody had projected there. I mean, he's not really the GM, but I think he kind of is. He's got a loud voice in the room, I'd say. But maybe, just maybe, they really like Dante Moore, whose skill set is a little bit closer to Geno's. Maybe. You know what I mean? So who knows? V-Man, what's up, yo? I agree. I'm tired of quarterbacks who play like chickens without a head. We need a quarterback who is smart and can make all the throws. Right. And that, like the arm strength also comes in on the out routes, right? Throwing it to the flat, and doing that. You got, because there's got to be zip on it, or else it's a pick 6 waiting to happen, So, like, again, man, once their arm strength is at a certain point, like, I don't need to have one of the top 5 strongest arms in the NFL. I just don't care. I want him to be poised. I want him to be accurate. And I want him to be able to process what's in front of him in real time, like his pants aren't on fire. Like, we see these guys. And it would, just like was talking, when this last year of Sam Darnold, he looked exactly like that. We didn't know it could get worse. And then we got fucking Zach, and Zach was running backwards. We're like, I've never seen anything like it. So yeah, man, I'm the V-Man. I mean, look, I'm so with you, dude. I'm so with you. Swamp Ranger, biggest mistake was kicking that field goal against Atlanta. Well, again, man, like, we know, right? Swamp Ranger, we know. And they're going to try to win these next 4 games too. And like, look, if the Bills or the Patriots are resting starters, dude, the Jets are going to try to win it. Don't get it confused, man. They're trying to win. And I think it's one of those things where we can get all huffy puffy about it, but it's the truth, and it's not changing. They're playing to win the games. Herm, you play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. And that's the whole thing. But we could be disappointed, of course. But they're playing to win. That field goal against Atlanta, I knew we were winning that game, Swamp Ranger. I knew we were. I mean, I said it all as the live stream was starting that day. I said, guys, brace yourselves. We're winning this game. And Bang Mateo's talking about it too. But again, like Mateo, every year, like I've said this kind of shit for the last fucking 14 years. It's just like, it's meaningless wins. I think for us, it's when are we going to accept as Jets fans that the worst thing that happens, like the stupidest thing, that's what the Jets do. We just have to hope that Aaron Glenn, with the tact that he's employed, which in my opinion is a breath of fresh air with the media, everybody complains, oh, I don't like the man. I fucking love it. I don't give a shit. Tell these guys that they're idiots. Tell them it's a stupid question. I don't care. I like it. I like that Aaron Glenn's weather and taking all the bullets for it. I like it. I like that he's benching dudes. I like that he's screaming at guys on the sideline. I like it. This game, the Miami game, because everybody packed it in and like they got beat up, and does that mean that Aaron Glenn all of a sudden sucks to me? No, it means it's a bad game. It happens all the time. It happened during Parcells. It happened during Rex. It happens all the time. It's a fucking bad game. But as far as like what you're saying, Bang Mateo, like, don't get me wrong. I hear you. But the whole narrative that we're like kind of upset about it and getting mad at each other, I don't know. It's not changing. Like they're gonna win if they can. And the truth is that there is benefit for the young guys. And there is benefit to being able to see A.D. Mitchell and look, even on the negative side, man. Look, Mechie dropped 2 fucking touchdown passes in the last 2 games. And he's had, I believe, 5 drops in the last 2 games. I think that's what it is. It's in that neighborhood. I was thinking Mechie's a part of this whole thing. But, dude, if that shit keeps up, like if he's an unreliable guy, then do not rely on him. And that's also important to see. Like this stuff is important. Like using this time, it's valuable, man. It's valuable. I hear you. I do, bud. I really do. But it ain't changing. They're going to win if they can. If they see a moment where they can do it, they're going to do it. It's on us to not go to pieces. Pete Carroll is getting fired, man. You think? I don't know. That would be something, huh? Maybe Pete Carroll just at the end of the year resigns, just goes, maybe I shouldn't have come back. Maybe I am too old. Something like that. Wouldn't that be fun? Maybe he does that. Look at Jake. What's up, Jake? Jake goes, green bean for life, a man amongst boys. An old man again amongst boys. You know, I turned 53 next week, you fucks. You know that? I wasn't supposed to be this way. I wasn't supposed to be this way, man. Anyway, thanks, man. It's good to see you, Jake. And look, what time is it? Shit, I didn't even look in a while. It's 7:30. We're going to be having the Talking Jets panel in just 30 minutes from now on the Talking Jets network. I hope you guys will come hang with us over there, too. It's going to be a great fucking night of Jets fucking football talk, yo. Dude, the Colts just signed Phillip Rivers. Can you believe this? And it directly impacts our draft pick. I just can't tell you how exciting this all is. We don't know how to win games, but boy, oh boy, do the Jets know how to make shit exciting around losing, don't they? Holy macaroni. Benji Hunger checking in. People need to stop complaining about us not purposely losing. No team does it. What do you want them to do? Just take a knee all game? I know, I hear. That's what I'm saying. Like, and again, it's like it's just so hard to be in the middle of a debate, Benji. Like it really is. Because clearly I see both sides. And the truth is, at the end of the day, I want to see the Jets lose out because I am one who cares about the draft and like really looks at this shit and dissects it. It's the best fun, most fun we have all year. It's the best time of year. So having a top 3 pick and then the Colts pick going up to like 13. Imagine having pick 2 and 13. Shit. Even if the quarterback's not on the menu, what we're going to be able to do. Let's take a look real quick. Look at these guys. I don't want Arvell Reese. Why? I don't know. I don't want him. It's not the guy I want. I got to look at him more though. But imagine coming like, look, if quarterback's off the table, imagine coming away with Caleb Downs. Just imagine this. Our first 4 picks. You end up coming away with Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate. Where's my guy? Where is this motherless? Where is he? Hold on. Yeah, Sonny Styles, but hold on. I like Sonny Styles. Hold on a sec. And there he is. So imagine coming away with Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate, Anthony Hill Jr., and because Mechie sucks the balls, you go and you get a possession guy in Chris Brazzell. And you're walking into this, you're walking into 2026 with an offense. Graham, we don't know who's throwing the ball yet. We got to figure that out. We'll figure that out. We'll figure it out. We'll get Kyler Murray for a 4th. But you're walking into this, your offensive skill positions look like this. You got Garrett Wilson, Carnell Tate, Chris Brazzell, A.D. Mitchell, and Arian Smith. And then Isaiah Williams, because you got to re-sign that guy. That's your wide receiver room. And then you got Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, and then Wangu, because you got to sign him too. Then you're in the we don't have a 3rd round pick this year. But in the 4th round, let me see something. You can't do it here, but I don't know which tight ends I like. But in the 4th round, and you go and you get a big clunker. It's just a lump of a tight end. You know what I mean? Imagine that, Benji. Now we're talking. So if you can't get a quarterback, but you come away with a draft because our draft is so, you come away with Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate, Chris Brazzell, and Anthony Hill. Come on. We could mess up a night emission. JJ Hamza. Do you mean a nocturnal emission, yo? Is that what you mean? Yeah, we could mess that up. We can mess up anything, man. That's why it's like the Jets are getting funnier and funnier to me these days. Now, last year was not funny at all. But this year, I don't know. I'm seeing everything through an interesting lens. I'm watching. It's like I'm clearly very I'm among Jets fans. I'm part of this, right? Of our community, clearly. But for some reason, I'm able to have a view this year of like watching us, like seeing it from a like observer standpoint. And we are insane, man. We are plumb crazy. It's like, so I don't know. I'm having a lot of laughs. So I really am. Man with the rake checking in. No raking today, buddy. It's snowy down here. No dastardly plan to tank. Our tank will be organic. Man with a rake with the organic take. I like it. I like it, man. But yeah, our tank is organic. Justin Fields' knee is sore. Tyrod Taylor's groin is swollen. I don't know. He's got a swollen groin. I don't know what to tell you. The ladies love it, but, you know, he's got the swollen groin. And then all of a sudden you got this kid, this undrafted free agent, which, by the way, wouldn't you rather, let's call a spade here. Wouldn't you rather be watching Adrian Martinez right now? Like, for real. I know the whole thing with we could, you're taking a shot at developing a young player. I get it. But I would love to be watching Adrian Martinez right now. I really would. Problem is, we'd be winning, I think. Or maybe not winning. We'd have a better chance out of the rip. I don't know where, Brady Cook, how he develops this next 4 weeks and everything. But from the rip, I think Adrian Martinez would have been a blast. Oh, yeah. Running around, strong, hitting dudes at the end of runs and shit. I don't know. I like him. Good stuff, man. Bang checking back in. The Atlanta culture win didn't even carry over one goddamn week. But it's not for that. I know that's what I mean about how crazy we are. It's like, well, what do you want it to do? Like to carry over? Like culture, learning how to win doesn't mean that you're not going to lose. You know what I mean? You know what I think? This is another thing that they have to learn, Bang Mateo. This is what I think happened. And I'm fairly certain that I'm right. What happened is the narrative around the Jets and Aaron Glenn shifted after the Atlanta game. It started the week before, but it started to shift, and we started hearing some positive stuff, even from Jake. Jake Assman was actually being positive about Aaron Glenn. That dude, Jake was hard on Aaron Glenn. And then, so here we are, and everybody's starting to say, you know what? Look, they are playing hard for him. The young wide receivers are looking. And what happened, Bang, is that the Jets, a young team, didn't know how to handle that. And they, the old saying, they read their press clippings, they read the papers, and they walked into the Miami game and got punched squarely in the chops. And it took them the entire first quarter to even realize like that they were there. It took the entire first quarter for them to even get their feet under them. Like, wait. That's what it was like. So like, but if you're looking at it through that lens, like exactly what you're saying, which you're not alone, that win and the culture conversation was supposed to carry, and we were supposed to win the rest of our games, like, then that's where the mistake is. It doesn't mean anything. It's one. Now, Aaron Glenn now knows another weakness of the collective, and he's got to learn how to address that shit. How do you? I'd much rather him be learning this shit now, figuring this out, learning his tactics now. Use this season, man. It's not all about a draft pick. That's only one little piece of the machine. The rest of it is we have a head coach that I'm sure you agree with me, even if Aaron Glenn isn't your guy or the guy you wanted or whatever, we'd much rather him make it and end up being good, and we don't have to do this bullshit again in a year or two, right? So he's using this year to learn this shit. One of the things you got to learn, it happened, dude, Rex's teams were famous for it. Todd Bowles, Salah, shit, it's why we never won games in a row. God forbid we win. I mean, we might win 2, but they can't do it. They don't know how to handle success. First thing is learning how to win. But then you got to learn how to win again without thinking you're the shit. So it's important, man. Like, I get it, of course. I get where but that expectation that like week to week, it's this pendulum shift of all the weight of everything sucks to everything's great to blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's madness. We're just watching a young rookie coach figure out the most problematic team in the entire NFL. That's what we're watching. And culture shit doesn't mean that they're going to be perfect from here on out. I mean, it's crazy talk. Hamza checking back in. The great JJ. Yeah, no sports team has ever tanked on purpose. Choke, cough. What is that? Fucking. Who is that? Who are you insinuating now, Hamza? I can't pick it up. I can't pick up on what you're saying. Who is it? Who's he talking about, everybody? Who's he talking about? I can't figure it out. I want to know. Then I got to run because we got to get over to the other show. I could hang out a few more minutes, but who's he talking about? Guys, we got 213 on YouTube, and I only got 80 likes, 86 likes. Let's go. Hey, help me out. Let's go. Who's he talking about? Anyway, I mean, look, teams are doing it, the shady teams and all. I mean, shit happens, but by and large, I think it's safe to say that generally speaking, the coaches, players, they're not tanking. Most of these players, I mean, not most, but a significant portion of these players are not even going to be here next year. Like, they're working on their resume. They're trying to put some good shit on tape. So the next team, so they can keep doing this thing. They would like to, to get on a team and make $1 million. Think about it, man. Like, even making, I think the practice squad, what was it? I think it's $13,000 a week is like the bottom pay, I think. I'm going to tell you a story. It's going to be short. $13,000 a week might sound like an NFL numbers like pennies. But if you bring that out into the fucking real world, I would venture to say that 95.8% of this chat would love $13,000 a week, man. So these guys, when you're saying, hey, but we want to tank for a draft pick, and you got a young kid in his third year kind of going back and forth, vacillating, but whether or not he's going to have a career, he's fucking play. He wants to keep going, even if he's just a practice squad guy. That's it. $13,000 a week. Hey, lovey doves, I'm actually live.
Oh, you're already on?
Yeah, I'm live.
Oh, you're already live? Why?
Yeah, I kept mine going. So I'm going to end this stream and then jump over to Talking Jets, and then we're going to do the other one. I started this one at 6:30.
Oh, okay. Did you eat dinner and stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
Cauliflower
Right.
and the lettuce wrap. It was beautiful.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, then I'll see you later, Gator.
Yeah, I love you, man. Drive safe.
All right, I love you too.
All right, bye. Love, everybody. And that's what's important, JJ. So, there's probably somebody, but you know what I mean? Like, trying to convey. And then you got Aaron Glenn, who, he might be reassured that, look, you're here next year anyway, but he doesn't know how long he's trying to make this shit work. But when you're talking about these players, man, they're trying to keep this thing going. They don't give two shits about if we pick 7th or 1st. They don't give a fuck. I'm going to tell you right now. It's the truth. Thomas Cahill says, check out Cassius Howell. Let me see. Cassius Howell, football player, it says. Defensive end. Yeah, okay, I'll look at him. Because you know what I'm looking for? You know what I really want? I really want, like, I'm tired of, and I never really liked it, to be frank. Like, I'm more old school, right or wrong. It's just the way I look at football. I'm more old school. So, like, hold on. So I tend to, well, let me say it this way. Robert Saleh he liked the smaller linebackers, the quicker defensive ends, right? Like the Will McDonald, the speed, all that kind of shit, the lighter, faster, all that. I'm of the opposite side. I would rather, like, you need speed, of course, and all that, but I much prefer a big, strong defensive end that is going to seal that edge at all costs and can rush the passer to the tune of 10 sacks a year, like 10. I'm not, Moore's great, but he's a 9 to 12, an 8 to 12 sack a year guy, but he's tackles for loss. We have rock solid, like big, strong, dual purpose defensive ends. And then if you want to bring in the Will McDonald on 3rd and long, great. Bryce Huff, who we never should have let go, that kind of a thing. I'm all for it. I am. I'm all for that. But my team, my defensive tackles are going to be, 330 and up. Like, really, man. I want guys that eat space. Even if they're not the most, the most athletic, when they're trying to look, they want to go through the B gap and they're trying to seal me out. Like, my guy out, you just can't move him. You just can't move him. He's just clogging those holes. I got 2 340 defensive tackles in there, and then my defensive ends are rock solid edge setters. That's what I want. And I'll let my linebackers, who are also going to be on the bigger side, but they're going to be 235 to 245 all day. And they're going to be quick, but when they lay the wood, they're going to feel it. There's no more waiting to receive the run. They're hitting holes, man. They're plugging gaps. They're hitting holes. They're taking on blocks, that kind of shit. That's what I want. So Cassius Howell, I'll look at him. Wyatt checking in. Wyatt, love you, buddy. Happy holidays and whatnot. Well, happy holidays to you, my friend. Let me know when you're coming out to Lynchburg, yo. Wyatt, guys, is trying out for the quarterback of Liberty University's football team this year. What do you think of that? He got accepted to Liberty and he's going to be a walk-on, man. We all got to root for this boy. Wyatt's our guy, man. I'm in your corner, buddy. You know that. Joe the Jet G, how do the Giants and Titans get the number 1 pick and block out Raiders? How do the Giants and Titans get the number 1 pick and block out the Raiders? We need to trade up to 1 to get Mendoza. He would be the best quarterback we've had since Chad. I'm right there with you. My hope is that the Jets lose out, right? Culture, whatever. And the great thing about it is that, hey, look, we're starting an undrafted free agent rookie. Garrett Wilson's hurt. You know what I mean? Like all the stuff's real. And that's the reason. We just can't compete. We don't have the horses. So we lose out. So we're a 3-win team. The Titans win 1 more. The Saints win 1 more. They beat us. So the Titans beat the Saints. The Saints beat the Jets. We jump both them. That we're sitting at pick 2 or 3, and the Giants are at 1. And we could just swap with them. If you're at 2 and you're trying to get to 1, it is significantly cheaper. And people say, yeah, but what about somebody from the 5th pick is offering 3 firsts or 2 firsts to yeah, I get it. But here's the thing. When they trade back to 5, look, every team is going to go into the draft, especially that top end. They're going to have their eyes set on that 1 player. They are. Of course, they have their tiers and their players on, but they're going to really hope that this 1 guy is there for them. They're going to fall in love with them. So the Giants, who we believe feel like they have their quarterback, will not be in the quarterback market. So they're probably not going to be eyeing Reese because they are kind of stocked in that area, I believe, even though Abdul Carter is not necessarily playing like they thought he would. But they're going to have their sights set on somebody that they want. Sliding back to 5 is a risk that you don't get that player. Now, they could put it on the scale and go, well, 2 firsts is worth more. Of course. But with us, if you're at pick 2 and you're saying, hey, look, I'll give you our 2nd round pick this year, and I'll give you a 5th next year or a 4th or whatever, and just to jump up one spot, they know who we're taking, so they get a free 2nd and 4th, and they still get the guy that they want guaranteed because there's nobody else in the way. So there's value to that, man. Yes, somebody can blow their doors off and all that shit, but then they got to contend with the likelihood, but the potential that they lose the guy they want. You take the free picks, man, every day of the week. You take it and you just say, all right, well, I still get my guy. Lou B, what's up, Lou? We were looking for you on the stream on Sunday. We knew you were there. Hope it was a good experience. I know it wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't. But anyway, we were looking for you. It's good to see you. What's your top 3 picks for defensive coordinator? No way Wills stays. I don't know, man. I'm not sold that he's going to be fired. Jim Leonard, Schwartz. And I don't know. I'd have to look. Maybe somebody, connected. So I would love Jim Leonard. I would love Schwartz, man. I would love him. So the Browns, if they fire Stefanski and everybody this year, Jim Schwartz is going to be available. He's a fucking animal. Now, I do prefer like kind of the younger guys and all that shit, but Jim Schwartz, dude, I would love to bring him in here. Keep Wills as a head coach assistant if you want, but Schwartz has also been a head coach too, so you kind of got that role filled. All right, guys, I got to hurry this up. I got to get over to the Talking Jets panel. No Skills checking in. If one of our non-quarterback draft pick instantly becomes the best player at his position group, which position do you want that to be? Oh, great. Linebacker. Could be wide receiver, right? I mean, of course, linebacker. If I need it, man. I need a new, fresh, young animal Mike that is going to set the tone for our defense for the next 5 to 10 years. That's what I need. I need it. So take that linebacker. I want him to be a middle. I don't want the edge rushing hybrid. I don't want it. I want a guy fucking he patrols the middle of the field, and you are going to feel his presence even before the snap. You know he's there. That's what I want. Intimidator. What do you think, No Skills? You like it? Wyatt checking back in. Chad Pennington was the best quarterback we ever had. Well, Wyatt, who's learning a lot about our history these days. Wyatt was with us when we watched some of the classic games and everything. I wouldn't say he's the best quarterback we ever had, man, but he was the guy in recent memory that had the most potential to really be like a great Jets quarterback. It was injuries for him. He just kept getting hurt. 2 shoulder surgeries. Remember the wrist? The guy picked him up in the preseason and slammed. Remember that? Fucking bullshit. Giants, man. Terrible. But I love Chad. Chad's my dude, man. It's such a shame because he had it. He had the leadership, man. The team loved him. When he spoke, it was law. He was one of the most accurate. He was like top 3 most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL every single year. His fakes were amazing. So cerebral, so intelligent, calm, cool as a cucumber. It was amazing. Sucks. Phil says, take 4 linebackers, make one of them play quarterback. That's funny. All right, guys, I got to run out of here. I don't like to do it so quickly, but we got to go. We're heading over to the Talking Jets Network. We'll be starting in 5 minutes or so, right? We like to maybe come a couple minutes late. But go hang out with us over there. Yeah, Sonny Styles, Rusty. I'm with you. I love him. I like Anthony Hill too, though. I do. Anyway, let's go. We're going over there. I'll meet you over there in about 5 minutes. Have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Goodbye.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.